So, I'm in my sanctuary. And I had a unique thing happen today. So I've been running a little bit of an experiment to see how people are going to react if I tell my true feelings. Sadly, I wasn't disappointed with what I expected. And then I just got off a Facebook conversation that I just deleted because I didn't want the stress with my sister. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to come out. She was trying to... She has certain amounts of information. And my experience is that she always takes my mother's side. Everybody takes everybody else's side but mine. And I'm used to that. I'm extremely pronounced, and they've seen me being pronounced as far as autism. They've seen the mannerisms here and there, but I've never been malicious. The thing is, words can hurt. So what my sister was bringing up, like one of the things was, and your mother kept you homeless? Like, actually, yeah, if we look at the facts. But let's try to give some context to this, and you tell me what you think. Okay? So, first business I was trying to start, right? I was trying to work it through YouTube. And my sister was saying, yeah, your mother walks into the garage one time, gets in the shop one time, and you blow your scat. And it's just like, and I'm so fucking mad at you saying this type of stuff. And it's just like, okay. It was actually 3 times. Like, 3 times. And I quit it because I'm doing the same exact thing now that I was going to do then. I'm setting up my green screen in the next couple days. I just got to get a couple things handled, right? I'm doing the exact same thing I was going to do then, only it was pre-COVID. And the one promise that I got, we cleared a section of the garage so that nobody would get in the shot. Nobody would get in the shot. There'd be no reason. You have no reason to go way back there in the garage. And I'm out there freezing my ass off, working for hundreds of hours to set everything up, okay? Figure out the monetization, AdWords and all that good stuff. Get the metadata going in the background, set up which games I'm going to do, what the theme is going to be for the show and all that good stuff. Plus, I'm pushing the other autistic stuff. Or at least I was, psychology more specific, not autistic. So I set everything up, and I invested about $1,000 into green screens and equipment and upgrading my computer so that it can play, top tier games. And I'm still gonna do all of that. Now, first time my mother got in the shot, I said, "What are you doing back here?" And she didn't grab a single thing. Like, okay, can you not get in the shot? Like, we had that talk. Oh, okay. And that was the attitude. And that was almost the exact mannerism. Second time, I get a little bit more heated. Like, can you please stay out of the shot? Here's why. Let me explain this. And I explained it. Like, I'm practically meme worthy. And at that time, I'm just trying to build something. And keep in mind, we didn't have any idea about COVID at this time. This was about 6 months before COVID. And, no, maybe even longer than that. So I had plenty of time to amp it up and build it up. And the reason I say my mother kept me homeless is, she got in the shot 3 times, and by the 3rd time, I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to become a meme. I got to protect the brand that I want to build before it gets sabotaged, before it gets built. And everybody's blowing it off, but we could also quote people that have just lost everything because of memes. My sister and I had a conversation about it, but apparently it can't happen to me. 30-year-old video game tester with natural yarmulke living on his mother's couch? Nah, that would never happen to me. Especially not with these brave assholes out here, and especially not with as opinionated as I am. Like, I'm not the type to just keep silent when I see something wrong. But apparently it was only one time that my mother got in the shot. And I guess apparently my mother never made a promise on that one. Apparently my mother never created a toxic and passive-aggressive environment where everything was criticized, everything was criticized, everything was criticized. And if you ever said you were doing anything, you would find out all the ways that it's going to go wrong. And it's probably, well, you could try That's the attitude. Now, you could try. Like, my family, they were never wishing me success and trying to succeed. They were hoping I didn't die. It's a funny thing to be doing halfway well for yourself, to end up back on your mother's couch a second time. And my father was involved in that one. Like right now, I'm just venting because the gaslighting is real, and I've got to leave family alone. It's getting me too worked up. I can't drive past the old neighborhood without a PTSD attack, and apparently it's my fault. Like, no, you don't have PTSD from that. It wasn't a toxic environment and all that. Like, I'm tired of people telling me what I went through and what really happened, even if they weren't there. Like the hearsay thing of it. I mean, it took 10 years to realize that my brother Kevin Kaysberg screwed me over on the car. Like on my first truck that I bought. Like 6 months before I needed it. Very good job. But I could afford a full payment and full insurance instead of, the $124 a month or so. Like, it was so ridiculous how everything played out and how nobody believed me. And the fact that my story isn't the only one like this is shocking. Of course, I'm still not going to play down the fact that I've got an incredible story. I've done some incredible things and been some incredible places. Like, you wouldn't believe it. But, that's the thing, is everything I'm talking about in my book is provable. Everything. There's evidence for everything I mention, otherwise I don't mention it. Or I openly disclaim, like, hey, I don't have evidence for it. And there's like 3 things in there that I don't. But I've always been the black sheep, and I've always been the last person believed, and that's with begging. Like, we're talking the literal definition of begging, meaning fervent, repetitive asking throughout years. So I don't feel bad about being the afterthought. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of having to justify, and I'm tired of the fact that family's never really had my, like, it's hard for me to say family's never really had my back, because truthfully, they were there for emergencies. A hand out, not a hand up. Never a hand up. And it was pre-COVID too. When you see what my other channel, like Adornus Games, is gonna be, you're gonna be cracking up half the time. I know how to make people laugh. But I could have had everything going. I'm going to be using the exact same equipment I bought back then on the exact same games I bought, minus the PS4 games. It's going to be rinse and repeat of exactly what I was trying to do, only without the third-party actors involved. It's just, it's so discouraging to... People wonder why I'm so depressed. It's like, do you know how to do 2 plus 2? As I've said before, I'm the most unbelievable man in the world, for more ways than one. One of these days, people will believe me the first time through. What do you think?